Hello, people, and welcome back to Cristiano's Music Reviews, where we break down the albums that changed the game, shook the world, or just made us feel emotions. I'm your host, Cristiano, the music reviewer, and today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic records of all time, the now legendary 1969 album by legendary British rock band The Beatles. Released in the year 1969, Abbey Road was the last album the band ever recorded together. In a lot of ways, it's their goodbye letter to the world. But instead of fading out on a low, they went out on a high note. Literally and creatively, this album was loaded with innovation, layered sounds, iconic guitar work, unforgettable melodies that absolutely shook the world at the time. Nothing that came out at that time period sounded anything like Abbey Road. Truly just a legendary album in that regard that it changed the game of music in general. So whether you're a longtime Beatles fan or just discovering music, let's break it down here. Let's start with the setting that was created during this time. In 1969, the Beatles were the biggest band in the world. They'd gone from just being, a pretty alright pop rock band to starting the psychedelic rock movement of the 60s. But things are getting a bit tense between the band. Personal differences, creative clashes, and business disagreements were pulling the group apart in many ways. Despite all that, though, they came together one last time at EMI Studios, which thanks to this album would eventually be renamed into Abbey Road Studios because of just how legendary this record is. What's wild that this album doesn't even sound like a band that are calling it quits or just fading out on a low. They sound like a band that is hungry to change music and change how it goes. Change how music sounded via this record here. Abbey Road isn't just famous because it's the Beatles. It's famous because it's sonically brilliant. From Paul McCartney's sweet ballads to George Harrison's spiritual solos to Ringo's first and only drum solo throughout the entire of the Beatles' discography, it's truly got everything you want on a record here. You've got synthesizers making their debut on Beatles tracks, like in songs like Something, for example. And you've got tons of experimentation, which is shown by the 16-minute medley that is the second half of the B-side of the album. That kind of musical storytelling was revolutionary for the time. It still hits hard today. Well, before I get into the song reviews and the highlights of the record, I'm going to show you the CD. This CD is the remaster of the record. Here's the disc, the apple, which will become very iconic within the Beatles fandom. You got the disc, which has the Apple logo on it, the Apple on the CD over here, and then the members just looking good as ever. And you got the booklet, which more band pictures, saw the track list, more band pictures, a historical note about the album, which is a very nice touch here. These band pictures, man, they look so good on these. And more notes, and then some lyrics, and that's about it in terms of the CD. It's a nice remaster that keeps faithful to the original in a lot of ways. Well, now we're going to talk about the tracks. This is side A, which has the legendary Beatles cut, probably their second or third biggest track come together, which has John Lennon is just spouting out nonsense on this track. It's weird, it's interesting, it's cool, and I see why it's one of the Beatles' biggest tracks. The bass line is just absolutely insane on that song. And it all literally comes together in such a great, iconic track. Well, here is the next song here, Something, which is arguably the best love song to ever be written. It's beautiful, heart-wrenching, it's warm. It makes you feel a warm feeling inside when you hear this song. It's beautiful. It really is. It's just a great song. The layer synths and the emotional lyrics that are written here from George Harrison. With very, very underrated writer for the band, by the way. Then on side A, you also got Octopus's Garden, which was probably my favorite Ringo Beatles song. And it's goofy, it's fun, it's infectious, and the melody is great. I love the melody on the song. Then you got Maxwell Silverhammer, which is it sounds like a pop song. It sounds like a pop song until you read the lyrics. They're very dark lyrics about a serial killer, but that's what makes the song so charming. Is that it's deceiving. Like it thinks it's just a nice infectious pop song. Meanwhile, it's a very very dark song, and I like that. I like that a lot. Then you got Oh Darling with some guitar lick with honestly a great guitar lick. Again, great lyrics about love again, which is a very common theme for a lot of the Beatles' discography. And again, just another standout. My personal favorite song on the whole album, "I Want You, She's So Heavy." It's almost a metal song in some ways, very doomy, slow paced, and just very. It sounds scary almost. Like it's very spooky. It's very creative, being 7.5 minutes long to end the A side of the album. It's a classic, probably in my top 5 or top 10 favorite Beatles tracks of all time. It's truly an amazing song, one of my favorites from them. Then we got the opener of the B side, "Here Comes the Sun." Everybody has heard this song. This was one of the soundtracks of my childhood, personally. So I have a lot of childhood nostalgia for it, from like the Yellow Submarine movie, and my dad and stuff used to listen to this song all the time. And it still gives me that nostalgia hit. I love it. I think all of us love it. It's probably George Harrison's most iconic track for the Beatles. It's a great song. It's a great song. It's a great pop rock song, and it's a great way to open up. But it's also such a contrast from "I Want You, She's So Heavy." Though "You Want You, She's So Heavy" is spooky and weird and doomy and depressing almost in a way. But then you got "Here Comes the Sun," which is like a feel good anthem. I like the contrast. This just shows how experimental this album really is. It's great, really is. And then you got "Because," which Ephro harmonies, reversed instrumentals, which is something that they teased on Revolver a couple of times. But it's a beautiful song, beautiful, but it's also haunting at the same time. And just how tight the band were on vocals, backing vocals from all the band members on this. It's great stuff, really. But then where it really, really starts to get good is the medley. The medley of "You Never Gave Me Money" all the way to the end. What? Let me count. A literally 8-song medley to end out the record. Nobody else was doing that at the time. 8 tracks were all combined into one song to end the B side of the album. And it shows nobody else has done that at that time, and very few people have still done that to this day. It's crazy. It works so well, though. It's beautiful, it's ambitious, it's bold, it's experimental in every way. Just true. I don't even know how they came up with that, but they were doing something. And then in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Such a powerful but yet simple lyric. Like, how? How do you even do that? It's insane. It blows my mind away how crazy and boundary breaking this album was at that time. And just because it's a massive album now, that influence, like, it doesn't take away from how crazy it is still, even to this very day. It's a great record, really. Just the medley, though, it just stands out so much for me. And, well, even though "Let It Be" was released after Abbey Road, this was really the last time the Beatles recorded as a full band. and you can feel it. This feels firmly like a goodbye album, an album which would end the band, the Fab Four. It's beautiful how it would work. And Abbey Road has probably influenced absolutely everybody. It influenced music from prog rock to hip hop. And the famous crosswork photo, one of the most iconic album covers of all time, has been imitated from everyone from Red Hot Chili Peppers to The Simpsons. Everyone knows this cover. It's not just an album; it's an icon of culture and music in itself. So what makes Abbey Road stand the test of time anyway? It's the musicianship, the risks that were taken, the melodies which were created because of those risks, the fact that four guys who were ready to split up still came together, pun intended, and made this absolute masterpiece of a record. It's layered, it's emotional, and it's technically brilliant in ways that you don't even notice on the first listen. You have to listen. This album keeps you coming because you listen to it again and you find something else. It's insane how good this record is. If it's one of the best ways that a band has ever went out. If you never sat down and listened to it front to back, now's your chance. Don't just hear it. Don't just hear the notes. Feel the music into your soul. It's one of those albums, one of those classics that everyone from your dad to your grandma to your grandpa to everybody has talked about this album in their life, and it deserves the hype. It really is that good. Now, I'm going to give this, I have to give it, I'm not fanboying, but it has to be a 10 out of 10. I don't know what else I could give to this absolute classic of a record. There's nothing lower I could give it that will justify it. It's a 10 out of 10. Every song hits. There's no boring parts. There's no skips. There's no boring parts. There's no the songs are all the perfect length. It's legendary. Everyone knows about this album. Everyone's seen the cover. Everyone's heard the hits. But just listen to it front to back. That's all I'm going to say. This is an album. This is an experience. An album experience, which is truly, truly iconic. Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me, Cristiano, the music reviewer, on this whole review of Abbey Road by the Beatles. I'm Cristiano, your legendary music reviewer, and this has been Cristiano's Music Review. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell, and let me know which album you want me to dig into next, people. Until then, keep listening to music, enjoy yourselves, and have a great day. Peace out.